Yeah, no intro on this one. I couldn't think of a clever joke or anything. So I wanted to do something today, which is to compare from a creator's perspective the pros and cons of TikTok versus YouTube. Now, before I get too far into this, let me say up front, they are good at different things. So if you are approaching this as a guide for what platform should you either be on at all or what platform should you be putting more of your energy into, your first answer to that should involve the question, what kind of content do I want to make? Because while it is true, both have started to try and eat each other's lunch a little bit, they are fundamentally built to do different things. YouTube is widescreen format, and at this point is built for longer form material. You can get shorter stuff, including the YouTube Shorts format, which I've talked about before. It sucks. Part of the reason why it sucks is it is trying very much to be TikTok, and it's much worse at it. Now, on TikTok, everything is formatted around short videos. Now, they have allowed for increasingly long videos. At this point, some people can get up to 10-minute videos on there. And that would seem to indicate a desire to start to eat YouTube's lunch a little bit and pull away from them for longer stuff, except you have to do it in vertical. It's built for mobile. It's not ideal. So in both cases, they're still built to do certain stuff. TikTok is great for shorts. YouTube is much better for long form. So if you have a preference for what you want to do, that should determine a lot of things. And this is not going to be a technical breakdown. I am going to be looking at a number of what I feel are key categories where I think things can be safely compared. So what we're going to be talking about here is ease of use, compensation, the algorithm, as best as it's understood, moderation, discovery, customer service, and the community, or more specifically, the trolls. And so I'm going to be going through all of these, giving my opinions on which one is better in each category. Starting with ease of use. Now, this one easily goes to TikTok. That's not shocking. TikTok was built to be a mobile app. Most things that are designed for mobile, first and foremost, ease of use is really high on the priority list. And that really shows with TikTok because it is incredibly easy to use as both a viewer and a content creator. YouTube, at this point, it's like its mobile app or even its website, are very friendly to the viewers. Creators, is a little bit more involved in that. Now, part of this is what I kind of consider to be barrier to entry. To make a good YouTube video, you're really not going to get away with just shooting stuff on your phone unless you like randomly go viral by some nonsense you happen to get. If you're trying to actually do something, you're going to need decent camera, editing software, decent mic. TikTok, you just need your phone. And you might not even need all aspects of your phone. You might not need the mic if you're using a sound that is just something that's already on the app, because that's a way you can do that.
Hey, not a lot going on around here lately. Let's just see what's behind this door. No, is there a better door around here maybe?
And yes, again, with YouTube, you can kind of do that with the Shorts format. But again, the Shorts format is just worse TikTok. So taking it on its own merits and what it is good for, YouTube, in terms of like just the raw logistics of uploading anything to it, it doesn't have to be difficult. It can be very easy. But if you do something simple and easy, it's not going to go anywhere because it's going to look significantly worse than most of what's on there, or at least most of what's on there that anybody wants to see. TikTok is a complete free-for-all. Anything from videos as short as 5 seconds, and the quality doesn't even really matter necessarily in terms of visual quality or audio quality, as I mentioned. So you have a lot more freedom to just work with whatever you happen to have and just start making stuff. And to be blunt about it, even if your camera on your phone is kind of crap, if you have a fun idea or are saying or doing something interesting, people will put up with a crappy look to it for 15 seconds. They won't for a 10-minute plus video. So ease of use, TikTok. Next up, compensation. what does it look like trying to monetize these things? So I'm going to say two things real quick. They both suck, but one sucks way more. YouTube is the one that sucks less. YouTube's compensation is not great, especially if you're just starting out. You won't even qualify to be able to monetize your videos for quite a while. Until last I checked, it was 1,000 subscribers plus some other barriers in terms of number of hours watched and so forth. But generally, if you hit 1,000 subscribers, you'll have hit the other stuff, assuming you got by those subscribers sincerely and didn't buy them. But assuming you are doing it the way you should, even getting to the point where you can monetize anything on YouTube is not easy. And monetizing anything on there, you are not going to make very much. There's a reason pretty much every professional YouTuber, including some channels with million subscribers and more, plug their Patreon. And yes, maybe some of them don't need it as much, but I guarantee you they make more money doing that than this, because this does not pay well. And it also pays really inconsistently. That having been said, on a per view basis, it's not even close. Monetization on TikTok is a joke. It is literally pennies. It is absurd. And on a per view basis, I don't know how it actually breaks down, but it is so preposterously small. Let me put it this way. At this point in time, at time of talking, I have about 48,000 followers on TikTok. I did previously have an account with 114, but that account got nuked. That was a whole other thing. And here on YouTube, I have a little bit under 60,000 subscribers. And the TikTok is growing faster, but that's something I'll come back to at another time. But just number of videos, the highest number of views on here that I have is like around 110,000. On TikTok, I've had videos go over 1 million views, and you will make maybe $5 a month off that. The direct monetization is a joke. Now, in theory, TikTok has a system to get creators who qualify for monetization to hook them up with brands who might sponsor them. Good luck vetting those and finding anything worth doing, because most of those are garbage who won't pay you. They will set up a system where there's the discount code or whatever, and if nobody uses it, you don't get paid, but they got free publicity out of you. The entire monetization system, especially the Creators Fund, which is the direct payment to creators based on views on TikTok, is beyond laughable. So while YouTube is not good at compensating its creators, it's still miles better than TikTok. Next up, the algorithm. Now with this one, I am going to dip into the user experience at least a little bit, because some of the other things that are kind of tied to this I'm going to cover as another topic when I get to discovery. But the algorithm and how it figures out what to send to the various viewers. Are they sending them what they want to see? And flatly put, TikTok has a really good algorithm. It's actually so good that the times that it goes wrong stand out really badly. If you've ever been on TikTok, you've probably seen somebody at some point put out a video and go, "Folks, help me, I'm on the wrong side of TikTok," or "My video got found by the wrong side of TikTok." Basically, when that happens, it usually means in some way that the algorithm kind of goofed and sent something in front of an audience that it wasn't meant for. But that happens infrequently enough that when it does happen, it's notable. Because normally the algorithm, once you've been on there and have done a few likes, a few favorites, and some not interested marking on things, it starts to pick up really quickly what it is you want to see. YouTube is not completely incompetent at that. However, I'm going to say it's not as confident about it. What do I mean by that? Well, there's a very good chance that a lot of what YouTube is going to try and throw at you, outside of your subscription feed, is either going to be stuff that is not relevant to you or stuff you've already watched. And even if you set it so only show me new stuff, it's going to be like, what even is this? YouTube, its recommendation system and its home feed is not The worst, and it's I think it's better than it used to be, but it hasn't got a candle on TikTok. TikTok is much, much, much better at taking something that you have made and getting it in front of the audience who actually wants to see it. And from there, we might as well jump directly into discovery. What do I mean by discovery? Now, discovery is how good are the odds that anything you put on there will be seen, spotted, picked up, viewed, passed around. And again, TikTok is much better about this than YouTube. YouTube used to have much better discovery, but it's now redesigned the algorithm to favor things that are already popular, views and channels that are already big. It's really hard to start a new channel and get it to a point where you can even monetize it, much less be big. Now, it's not impossible, but it usually means hitting a combination of factors, such as covering a topic or doing a type of video that is not something already being covered by a million much bigger channels than you, but is also something that people are really interested in, and you are doing it at a high enough quality that people will be happy to turn to you. So most of the channels that I have seen, including some from people I know, that have managed to catch waves and really ride them, usually had something go viral because they talked about something that people were interested in, but didn't have a lot of content on it already, and they made a really good quality piece of content about it. But you can't plan for that, because you can try and figure that out and figure out what topic will take off, but then you're making the mistake of trying to feed the algorithm before figuring out, am I actually doing what I want to be doing? And that's how you get burnout. Well, one of many ways in which you get burnout. So discovery on YouTube is pretty crap. And that's sort of my general thing with anyone trying to start a YouTube channel. Be sure you love what you're doing, because this platform is not looking for new stars. It has its superstars. It doesn't need new ones. It would rather direct people to the stars it already has. And it's almost kind of a fluke if it happens otherwise. Discovery on TikTok, though? TikTok has its superstars, don't get me wrong, but because so much niche content is on TikTok, anybody can get big. Like I said, I had 114,000 followers at my height on my original account, and that was in about a year. I've been on YouTube for 10 years and haven't hit 60. The discovery on TikTok is so much better. Again, partially tying to how much better the algorithm is. So if you're looking to build an audience, I'm not saying you can't do it on YouTube, but if you can work with the TikTok format, you're going to have a lot better luck building an audience there. Next up after that, moderation. And this is another one where YouTube easily outpaces TikTok. The moderation tools for creators in terms of being able to block people from commenting on your videos, being able to flag certain terms as automatically marking a comment as something that needs to be reviewed and not automatically put up. And it lets you put anything you want in there. So it's not like you can only select certain phrases, like if someone uses X pre-selected terms, their comment gets flagged. Like, no, put whatever you want in there, because if there's something that keeps showing up in your comments and it's associated with toxic behavior, put that term or phrase in there and it'll just flag the stuff for you. And the ability to assign mods, the ability of the mods to help during lives, all of it is much easier, much smoother. And part of that actually is kind of where the mobile nature of TikTok bites it in the butt a little bit, because part of the reason YouTube's better is because you can sit down at the computer and really set up how you want your moderation to be handled. TikTok, doing it all in app, it's just not a smooth experience to do it. And it just does not have as good options, and it's a lot harder to find them and try and make any use of them. It's not designed for you to be able to easily moderate. And that can be a bit of a problem if you manage to catch the times that the algorithm goofs and sends your stuff somewhere where you would not want it to be. So moderation tools on TikTok are not particularly good. On YouTube, they have been continually getting better. And I know the YouTube comment section is notorious for just being an absolute toxic hellhole. Honestly, the tools are there. I think a lot of people just are not bothering to use them. Now, it's work. Like, it is time and work to make use of these tools properly and to actively moderate your comment section. It's something that I still continue to do. Some people either don't have the time, don't have the staff, even if they're a multi-person channel, or don't have the spoons to go through that. And I don't want to say like they should anyways. Like, no, I get it. But I'm saying the tools are there. They're not there so much with TikTok. Not yet, anyways. Next up, customer service. What is the experience like when you need help? When something has happened that you're like, no, wait, what? No, that's not right. That needs to be fixed. Now, again, YouTube has a bit of a notorious customer service experience, especially when it comes to things like copyright or takedown notices, because it has always been designed to favor whoever is issuing the copyright or the takedown notice, and it is stacked against whoever uploaded it in the first place, and it is an easily abused system. And I'm not going to claim that isn't the case. However, it is at least possible to eventually have a human being see and review what is going on with you on YouTube. So I went through a period a couple years ago, literally every single video I uploaded was marked as not advertiser friendly. That was happening to me on 2 channels simultaneously. And I know why on one it was the Vera Wild channel, and it was because of some of the tags I was using. Transgender, crossdresser, etc. It was automatically being marked as that's not advertiser friendly material, which was BS. And I got cleared on pretty much every time I disputed that. And I said, look, you're saying it's not advertiser friendly, review it. I believe you'll find that it is. And they would. I was cleared pretty much every single time on both channels. And after about 2 months, they stopped automatically flagging everything I put up. But at least they were able to be reviewed by humans and be resolved. Now, I don't want to overpraise YouTube because a lot of their policies, again, are biased in a way that allows for abuse from people issuing takedowns or copyright notices. But you can at least get other human beings involved. Something goes wrong on TikTok, good luck ever having a human being's eyeballs come within a million miles of what is going on with you. I've mentioned a couple times, I had an older TikTok account, 114,000 followers. I made a joke about OnlyFans and about, actually, the joke was about not having or not starting an OnlyFans. And because I made explicit reference to that site, my entire account was immediately nuked. Now, because I'm used to dealing with YouTube, I assumed I'll get in touch with their customer service. I'll ask for a review. I will state in my request, like, look, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that touchy. Definitely scrap that video. I'll never do it again. It was a joke. I'm sorry. I don't believe a human being ever saw that. Because the response I got back was, we have looked over your request to review this and are denying it. Your account will not be restored. It was a form letter. There was no rationale, no reason given. They, so far as I can tell, had a bot scan through whatever it was they decided to scan through and not restore my account. I never got that account back, because I could not get through to a human being. Again, YouTube is a pain in the ass. Most of these review periods are 30 days. That's a long ass time to be dicked about. But on TikTok, when it goes wrong, you have almost no recourse. The only creators I know of who have had their accounts taken down and then had them restored were really big creators, multiple hundreds of thousands of followers, and all those people basically kicked up a stink in order to basically kind of force an actual human being to get eyes on it. But if you don't already have that going for you, if TikTok decides to nuke your account, you're not getting it back. Customer service on YouTube sucks. Customer service at TikTok is virtually non-existent. So this is another case of YouTube's not good, but it's better. It's tied. We've got one left to go. The community, the trolls. Which is worse? And I am going to focus on the bad here, because in either case, you can try your best to build up a good community, attract the kind of followers you want, have them be respectful, block people who aren't. You can do all that stuff in either case to try and have the best possible experience. And in both cases, doing that work, you will have a good experience most of the time. But when it goes bad, how bad does it go? I went back and forth on this a fair bit, to be honest, because there's a lot of factors that might change. I would have said a bit ago that, oh, you know what? YouTube trolls, they're not that bad anymore. But then YouTube Shorts became a thing, and the trolls rediscovered me. And they're pretty awful. And they're pretty persistent. And part of what's irritating about them is they don't have a character limit. Versus TikTok, where any comment you leave, you have a limit to how many words you get. And as a result, you tend to get just a lot of repetition of the same nonsense. But YouTube, there's a lot more space for them to try and do a lot more damage, or to try and obfuscate what it is they're doing. You can get trolls on YouTube who will mask hatred through a veneer of intellectual terminology because they have the space to do it. TikTok, they don't. And so the bigotry is actually much more upfront because they don't have the space to pretend that they don't just dislike a certain kind of person. So that would kind of lean towards, well, YouTube's a little bit worse in that respect then, isn't it? Except this is where one of TikTok's weaknesses and one of its strengths combine together to form a nightmare. The weakness in question being the customer service, and the strength being the algorithm. So, coming back to the algorithm, I said sometimes, because it's usually so good, when it goes wrong, it stands out. And when it goes wrong, and when you have had your video pushed in front of people who don't want to see it and fundamentally do not like who you are, those people will descend on, at the very least, that video. Not necessarily your whole channel, but some of them might. So once the algorithm, which is normally very good, but once it pushes you in the wrong place, when it has one of its hiccups, or when you have a video that goes so viral, the algorithm decides, oh, we shouldn't restrict this just to the niche audience their content's usually for. Let's push it out to everybody. And that's when it's definitely going to hit with people who don't want it and who are going to be nasty to you. And that is where we run into the customer service issue, which is that at time of recording, TikTok desperately needs to fix its mass reporting system. And what I mean by that is that once the algorithm has pushed you out somewhere where you probably shouldn't be and gotten the attention of people who you wish didn't know about you, they can en masse start reporting for violation your videos, or if you go live for a live chat or something, start reporting your live. And they can just make stuff up, and they will. They'll label basically any appearance of a queer person as sexually explicit just because that's the big thing for them to do. I've seen a case of where a creator was reported for being underage, a creator who was definitely not, and all this stuff. But the thing is, the way the system is currently set up, if enough reports come in rapid enough succession, not only will the specific thing being reported, i.e. the live or the video, get pulled, but the entire account might go if there are enough people doing this. And that is another case where the account is just gone unless you happen to have enough support to be able to fight back against that. Their mass reporting system is incredibly easily abused. You remember how I said that with YouTube, the copyright system is easily abused and the takedown system? It is, to be clear, and it's not okay. But at least there is a lot more review, especially at this point, options, than there is for the reporting system that goes on over on TikTok. You have very few options and recourse of that. So the fact that trolls have a much easier time destroying your entire platform on TikTok, that's why I've got to say the trolls on TikTok are worse, because they can take away a heck of a lot more from you than what the ones on YouTube can do. At least right now. I hope at some point in the future, TikTok will fix its insanely broken reporting system. But until such time, the trolls are way worse over there. Not necessarily in terms of behavior, but in terms of potential damage. And so, if you're keeping track, YouTube does beat it out. But, I am on both for a reason. One is actually not inherently better. And actually, as a platform, I kind of like TikTok better. There's a reason I came back to it, even though I was nuked off the platform and was very bitter about it for a little while, because I kind of like it in spite of itself. It's fun. It's fun to view. It's a lot more fun to make stuff. And I enjoy making YouTube content. But this is work. This is stuff I have to plan. This is stuff I have to edit. This is stuff that I have to I've had to do this entire setup. I have a professional lighting system and a decent microphone and a good camera. I need all of this to make this happen. TikTok I can do on a whim. And I can relax with it. I don't relax working on YouTube. And that's why I enjoy both. So even though I did a comparison, this isn't to be like you should be on one and not the other. You should be on whatever platform makes you happy to engage with or create content for. But just know, in certain areas, one is definitely better than the other. So that is the creator's eye view on some of what I feel are some of the key differences between TikTok and YouTube. I suppose there is one other. If you are a creator just starting out, while YouTube is harder to break into, it's probably worth noting it has a proven stability and longevity, whereas TikTok, while it's still doing very well, has the potential to be the next Vine and eventually just disappear. I don't think that's going to happen. It's doing very well and it's got a lot of momentum still, but YouTube isn't going anywhere anytime soon. TikTok, while I don't expect it to go anywhere, it does not have the proven track record as yet. So, one other thing to take into account. What are your thoughts on this? What is your preferred platform, either as a creator or as a viewer? I focus this on the creator's perspective because that is the perspective I have. But if you just want to give your thoughts as a viewer, I'd be happy to hear those as well. Whatever they are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Patreon, I mentioned it earlier. Yeah, I've got it too, and I need it. I can't cover my bills on this platform alone. And TikTok, like I said, it's a joke. So any help you can give is incredibly helpful. Yes, that's how it works. Help is helpful. In any case, any amount is of great assistance. But even if you can't, like, share, and subscribe help me as well. But don't worry too much about that. What I really want you to do is remember that you are beautiful, you are valid, and you are loved. You are the council. I'm just running the meetings. And until next time, this council is adjourned. Time to give my thanks to my highest supporting patrons. That would include Robin Moore, Zubin Lutfullah, Tarak, the thing that goes doink in the anime, Oliver B., Melinda Walters, Emu Delkey, Theotha Boyd, Becky Sparks, Fernabi Likes the Poodle, Zach, Idolin, Tracy Scrabbit, Angry Casperl, Adam, RDL Taylor, Shane Ross, Shaylee Gourlay, Brendan LaRose, and TT. If you want your name said while these guys try and distract me, consider looking at the rewards on my Patreon.